Hey folks, good rain in parts of the valley again today. Here at our studios, we had just under an inch of rain. Some places getting more than that. And here's where it is now. You can see what's left is in the western half of the valley, basically along and west of I-69C, and then back to about Alamo, maybe down to the south side of Donna. Everything pushing off to the northwest, and what's left is not very heavy, but it does wet the streets and keep them wet for a while. So count on just a little extra time for your commute because things are a little slippery up in the upper end of the valley right now. Here's where rain has fallen today, and spotty stuff in the coastal counties. Then once you get to Harlingen and westward, there's certainly more. Pretty good total up to the west of Raymondville, 1.3 according to Doppler, 0.9 west of Harlingen. South side of Weslaco, about 2 inches of rain up in parts of the McAllen area, close to an inch. And all of our storm trackers are verifying most of these numbers, maybe even a little more. We'll look at those coming up at 6 o'clock tonight because there's been some pretty good rain in parts of the valley today. I think tomorrow's a lot like today. That tropical moisture keeps feeding in, but we need something to work with that moisture, something to trigger it. And what worked today and will probably work again tomorrow is the sea breeze. That's the biggest thing. Once the sun starts heating the earth warms, the air goes up, and it creates the thunderstorms. A lot of moisture to work with, so same kind of thing tomorrow. Saturday, probably about the same. I think it's still a somewhat active day. Scattered showers, a few thunderstorms around. They start close to the coast in the morning and then move inland. And then Future Track suggests that Sunday is certainly more active, a lot more active, and that may be the beginning of a pretty active period. I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we could see some pretty good rain around the region. In fact, if you look at how much Future Track suggests, it says that by the time we get to Sunday, most of the valley has seen, this is cumulative rainfall. It's accumulating over the course of the next few days. By Monday evening, almost everybody's seen about an inch of rain. You get to Tuesday, everybody's seen almost 2 inches. By Wednesday, 3. By Thursday, 4. It just keeps coming. Valley-wide, some pretty good rainfall next week if things work out the way the models are suggesting right now. You don't see a whole lot around. One tropical wave going into the south, but there's a lot of moisture here. And then the system we've been tracking for a while coming off the Yucatan Peninsula now, a very low chance of development. Really don't think it's going to turn anything more than just this wave that it is, but it's going to continue moving off to the north and west. I put an X on here just to kind of show you where the core of that wave is. There's nothing organized about it. The wind flow around it pushes that tropical moisture off to the northwest. And as that wave gets awfully close to the valley, the biggest part of the moisture pushes into southeast Texas first. They start seeing the heavy rain before we do. But ultimately, this whole thing then pushes off to the west next week, beginning Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So all this rain moves into South Texas, and we end up with a fair amount of rain. And the models are suggesting, again, you saw 1 to 3 inches, 4 or 5 in some places a possibility. Rain chances 30, 30, and 50 for Sunday. We had Monday and Tuesday on that. We've got that up at 90% right now. Temperature-wise, here's where we stand. 87 in Rio Grande City. Data missing in McAllen again. 90 in Harlingen and Raymondville. 88 in Port Isabel. Lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 70s across the area. 81 at the beach. And then tomorrow with scattered showers, we top out in the 90s across pretty much all the valley, but we cool off when rain falls. So partly cloudy with an isolated shower tonight. Then tomorrow, like today, a few showers, perhaps an embedded thunderstorm. You can pick up an inch or two of rain if you get caught under one of those heavier storms. If you've already been caught under one of them, you just start to add that up. Of course, the next few days you end up with quite a bit of rain. 94, 94, 92, and then look at this, 80s next week. We don't see 80s in June for highs very often, but that's a product of all the rain that we expect to see. The early part of next week looks like, again, we ramp the chance up Sunday, stays with us into the early part of the week. That is your updated First Warn 5 forecast.